Hi guys, Forgotten Wolf here, and this is what if following the huge dinner between both the Blacks and Greens in Season 1 of House of the Dragon, Rhaenyra and Daemon decided to stay in King's Landing for a little while longer, as in, they stayed in King's Landing until Viserys died, and they were in King's Landing during that whole process. Before we begin, this what if will be in two parts. Today I'll just cover everything in Season 1 and leading up to the Dance of the Dragons, and Part 2 will be out in, I believe, 2 weeks, and it'll cover the Dance of the Dragons and everything beyond that. With that out of the way, let's begin. So, after seeing how poor Viserys' condition is and how bad health he's in, Rhaenyra and Daemon realize he's going to die any day now. They come up with the idea of staying in King's Landing until either he dies or Rhaenyra gives birth, since she's pregnant with Visenya at the time, something to remember. They make a plan, decide to go through with it when Viserys drags himself out of his deathbed to defend Rhaenyra and her 3 children with Rhaenyra, using the very last of his strength to do so. Alicent and Otto aren't stupid. Okay, well, maybe Alicent is, and Otto is not smart for... Okay, you know what? Ignore that. Alicent recognizes Rhaenyra staying in King's Landing is a direct threat to her children, but Rhaenyra and Daemon know the Greens know this, and the only flaw really to their plan is who will hold Dragonstone just to prevent someone from seizing it. Luckily, or rather unluckily for Jace, his and Luke's outburst at Aemond at the dinner means the two of them, along with Joffrey, Bella, and Rhaena, all get sent back to Dragonstone, or really Jace and Luke do as punishment. Rhaenyra and Daemon don't go with them. As a side note, I'm using House of the Dragons timeline, not Fire and Bloods. They use the excuse that Rhaenyra is too far along in her pregnancies to fly back on Syrax, which is something that seems possible as she's around 8 months, and Daemon doesn't want to leave his wife alone, obviously. While Viserys is happy, Otto and Alicent are not happy at this at all. That means taking the throne will be a lot harder for them to do. It may be unclear based on how the episode and show portrays it, but Viserys dies on the night of the dinner peacefully in his bed after Rhaenyra and Daemon go back to Dragonstone. However, in this scenario, they don't go back to Dragonstone, and I don't think the Greens will be able to keep Rhaenyra and Daemon chained to their quarters, because even if they do, Sir Eric Cargyle, Rhaenyra's sworn shield, will let them out, so they aren't able to contain them. There's no way. The bells ring out, which means the king is dead, letting Rhaenyra and Daemon know that Viserys has died. So here you can see 2 scenarios. One, the Greens recognize with Rhaenyra and Daemon in King's Landing and the Gold Cloaks loyal to Daemon, there is no way they can usurp Aegon, and so they flee King's Landing. Or 2, the more likely scenario, the Greens still try to go ahead and crown Aegon and secure the throne. Daemon with Rhaenyra visits the Gold Cloaks, and instead of the epic small little confrontation in the throne room like we got in Season 3, we simply get the Gold Cloaks rushing into the small council chamber, taking the Green small council captive. Even with the Kingsguard Knights, it's something to mention, half of them supported Rhaenyra anyway, and Sir Harold Westerling left, so it's really just Sir Criston Cole and Eric Cargyle to worry about. This means that with the Green losing their little small battle in King's Landing, Rhaenyra Targaryen is able to sit the Iron Throne. Rhaenyra Targaryen becomes the crowned Queen of the 7 Kingdoms and is anointed by the High Septon himself this time, and she is an official crowning in King's Landing. As Aegon never gets his crowning because, well, he too is a prisoner. I do think that Rhaenyra makes the lords and ladies that come to King's Landing swear... Well, obviously they're going to swear fealty to her, and they're also going to swear fealty to Viserys as her heir to the Iron Throne, as she knows that he is a bastard, and if she doesn't do that, then later down the line, people are gonna question who becomes king after her. Yeah, where was I? Jace comes back to King's Landing, and Luke, for that matter, as well to be on the Black small councils they prepare for war. So Rhaenyra is crowned Queen of the 7 Kingdoms. That's it for the next video. No, I'm kidding. Her captives and their fates I want to go over now. Rhaenyra has... this is going to be a long list. Alicent Hightower, Otto Hightower, Sir Criston Cole, Sir Eric Cargyle, Tywin Lannister, Jasper Wilde, Grandmaster Orwell, Lord Larys Strong, Prince Aegon Targaryen, Prince Aemon Targaryen, and Prince Helena Targaryen, Princess Jaehaera, and Prince Jaehaerys. Out of these, obviously, Alicent, Helena, and Jaehaera survive, and Orwell too, because they survived in the show. The other two people to survive here are Tywin Lannister, because he could be used as a bargaining tool for the Lannisters, and Jaehaerys, because this version of Rhaenyra in Season 1, I don't think she has it in her to kill little children, although she will eventually have to kill him or send him to the Night's Watch. As for those executed in the Throne Room, Otto Hightower and Jasper Wilde will be executed as the show. Like in the show, Larys Strong and Criston Cole will likely be executed with them, as they are huge Green supporters that tried to crown Aegon. And obviously, Aegon isn't Aegon II because he's never crowned, and Rhaenyra does take his head in the Throne Room, as Season 3 reveals she had no problems with doing that. Daemon, I think, gets the honor of killing Aemond, but I will say there is a slight chance that Aemond escapes and flees to Harrenhal, but I think for this what if I'm going that with Aemond is captured and killed. So there's two names you'll notice I left out there, being Lord Lyman Beesbury and Prince Daeron Targaryen. Beesbury, if you remember, was a Rhaenyra advocate that died in Season 1 thanks to Criston Cole, and while there's still a chance of that dying, I'm going to say he survives. So he keeps his position as Master of Coin, and as for Daeron, he's in Old Town with Ormond Hightower. Ormond isn't going to surrender, obviously, and he makes Daeron king like he's trying to do in Season 3, and Ormond marches with Daeron and against Rhaenyra. They'll also get the support of the Lannisters, since Lord Jason Lannister was a Green supporter like Tyland, and he wants to get his brother back, and I'm assuming they're not going to free Tywin Lannister unless Jason comes and swears loyalty to King's Landing, which is obviously not likely. Rhaenyra still does get the support of House Velaryon, and she still names Corlys Velaryon Hand of the Queen, and she sends Jace to get the support of Houses Stark and Arryn in the show, and in this scenario, both do declare for Rhaenyra. Nothing changes there. However, one of the big changes here is that Lucerys Velaryon doesn't die. With Aemond executed, Lord Boros Baratheon has no choice to declare for Rhaenyra, because 1, she's already the queen and the Greens already have very few numbers, and 2, Aemond is dead, and Aegon is dead. There's no one to offer terms to, and even if Daeron goes, it's a lot easier for Boros to hand Daeron over. So yeah, this means that Lucerys Velaryon survives in this scenario. He lives to see another day. Daemon still intends to leave for Harrenhal and get the support of the Riverlands, but that's for part 2. The last change I will make is that with her being crowned, Rhaenyra is fully able to give birth to a healthy Visenya. Rhaenyra gets her daughter at last, which I think is a great spot to end this part, and next time we will start with the Dance of the Dragons. That does it for me in part 2 of What If Rhaenyra and Daemon Were in King's Landing When Viserys Died. It was coming by the end of July. It'll be out in roughly 2 weeks. If I had to give a specific day, I think Friday the 31st of July is when I'm planning to release it. Then that part I will cover the Dance of the Dragons and everything that happens beyond that. However, if you want more like this, at 300 subs I'll do a video comparing Jon Snow and Robb Stark, and at 300k views I'll do a video on the first Blackfyre Rebellion. But if you want something different from me, at 2k likes I'll do a video fixing Marvel's Multiverse Saga. But until then, bye!